Ghost pistol got removed. Chat. For real, dude. That's probably the most relatable thing I've ever seen. Yo, what is up? demonjoefrance here. Welcome back once again to another video. How you guys doing, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at my schematics, my own personal collection of weaponry to deal destruction. A lot of you guys ask like all the time, especially in the Twitch streams, by the way, go follow, and in the YouTube streams and all that kind of stuff. We even have commands for it about, you know, what kind of roles do I put on my schematics? What are my favorite schematics? You know, how many do I have? How many do I have maxed? And today we're going to be taking a look at my max schematics, and I'll be giving some general opinions on my weapons that I do have maxed. And you guys probably know one of my opinions, judging by the intro of this video. But yeah, you know, I figured it'd be really cool to take a look. I've maxed plenty of schematics since the last time I showcased my account. We did a video for 350 days logged in. And the last time that was just about like what, 20 days ago, about a month ago. So yeah, wait, is that correct, or am I retarded? Okay, that's correct. Yeah. But yeah, so it's been a while since I've showcased my account, and since then I have maxed a lot of schematics. And really, whenever I did that video, I just kind of like skimmed over pretty much everything. Today we're just looking at my schematics because I just hit 25 max schematics. Now, whenever I'm talking about a max schematic, I don't necessarily mean 130, although that kind of plays a role. Most importantly though, I'm talking about perks on the weapons. Actually, instead of going there, go to the resources. I'm talking about, you know, your legendary perk up, your epic perk up, your re-perks, all that kind of cool stuff that go into your schematic, to making it the best that it can be, and you kind of personalizing it. So I have 25 of these bad boys, and we're going to be going over every single one of them. And as you guys can see from this one right here, this one is actually quite new. So yeah, the newest addition to the family is of course my Bobcat. Now this Bobcat in particular, we maxed this out just yesterday on the Twitch stream. We did a 5-hour stream. We do those every Sunday, and I was deciding on what gun to max out. I was getting kind of bored. I didn't really know what guns I wanted to use, and you know, so many people swear by the Bobcat, and you know, the Bobcat's not better than like the Silent Spectre, and it's not better than the Hemlock by any means, but it's definitely up there in terms of like a close to top tier assault rifle in the game, or at least an SMG, judging by its range of 3,500. But this weapon right here is a lot of fun, so I decided, you know what, a lot of people swear by a crit build, so I decided that I would make mine personally a crit build, and it's pretty fun, you know, as a crit build. With a magazine size, you have a magazine of 87. If you're using somebody like Rescue Trooper, you'll have like 105 if I'm not mistaken. So using this weapon's a lot of fun. We got crit rating, crit damage, energy, mag size, probably gonna change that to like, I don't know, water or fire or something. Damage to slowed and snared, and damage dealt with this weapon snares an enemy. So yeah, there is my Bobcat that we maxed out recently. Then we have the Bundle Bus. I think I maxed this out on Saturday's bonus stream. It was either Saturday's bonus stream or it was Friday's stream. I can't remember when we maxed it out. But this right here, you know, the Bundle Bus is an essential for those of you guys that were around to get it. You know, we will be seeing weapons like this return eventually, but you know, this is essential. We got the best roll on it: crit damage, reload, crit damage, crit rating, and physical for those mist monsters. An absolute beast of a weapon, one of my favorites, and definitely a lot of fun to use. Next up, we have the Koko 45, and this is probably one of my like top 5, you know, most regrettable maxes, you know, because as you guys know, you know, whenever a new weapon comes out, I'm gonna max it out, and of course we did it with the Koko 45. And honestly, I don't have god rolls on this. I need to change this to a mag size, so might as well do it. I mean, it's a maxed out weapon, might as well make it a god roll. So last time we did a weapon review, I meant to put mag size on it, but we didn't have enough reperk. But yeah, you know, we got crit damage, mag size, fire, crit damage, crit rating, and affliction. Absolutely cannot stand this gun, but I do have it maxed out nonetheless, and I did a review on it. Really cool weapon in terms of being unique, but you know, really not a fan. Dragon's Roar, huge fan of this weapon. Did a crit build on it. Crit rating, reload speed, crit damage, and it also has It also has like piercing rounds, and it has built-in affliction, which is nice. So I got this increases impact by 40% and stun duration, which basically allows it to compete with the vacuum tube rifle in terms of the stun. And then, you know, you got the built-in affliction, you got the built-in piercing. This weapon is a freaking monster, man. 43% crit hit chance. Really fun weapon. Love this gun. Plus it looks really dope. And I got it around the time that I first started playing the game. So I kind of hold it a little close to my heart. So head on over to the Ginger Blast. One of my favorite weapons in the entire game, one of my favorite pistols next to the Ratatat. We got crit damage, max size, physical, crit rating, crit damage. I've seen a few people put headshot damage on this weapon. Me personally, I'm not a fan of headshot damage. I don't like going out of my way to hit headshots on husks, so you know, I just kind of like to play recklessly. But I love this weapon a lot. It's really fun, really good on miss monsters, and an excellent crit build weapon. Next up, we have the Gravedigger. We just recently maxed this weapon out, like very recently. If you're going for an optimal build on the Gravedigger, you know, you can go with a crit build on this, because with the mag size, you get a magazine size of 70, which is very similar to one, the Bobcat, and two, to just a normal LMG. So you can crit this weapon if you really wanted to. Usually your most optimal build for this gun is going to be either raw damage or damage headshot damage. Then we have the Hemlock. Moving on, my favorite weapon in the game, alongside the Wraith, of course. This weapon puts out tons of damage, very similar to the Silent Spectre, except on this weapon you have some added utility. So on crit, you regain 2.64% of damage dealt as shields. A very awesome weapon, of course. And yeah, I really love this weapon. Use this weapon all the time. And this is another very recent maxed weapon. Moving on, we had the Last Word, one of my favorite pistols in the game. At first, you know, a lot of people thought this was a little bit of a meme gun. You know, it's a novelty. You get to spin it on your finger, shoot it, blah, blah, blah. Nah, you know, I went with crit build on this. We went crit reload speed. This weapon is mean, dude. You can use this on Calamity, you can use it on Ranger, whatever. This weapon is honestly a very mean pistol and can deal quite a lot of damage to some miss monsters. Love this weapon, very huge fan of it. Next up, we don't have the Noble Launcher, we have the Nocturna. This one, in my opinion, is a, you know, pretty mediocre weapon, of course, just like the Siegebreaker. You know, we went with a crit build on this because you can't do a crit build on the Siegebreaker. If you guys watched yesterday's video, you guys would have saw the modded Siegebreaker with a crit build, which was freaking god tier. But the only way you're going to be able to get a Siegebreaker with that kind of perk on it, or with those kind of perks, is if it is a modded weapon. So the Nocturna, I do have it with a crit build because you can't do it on a Siegebreaker. Pretty cool weapon. Then we have the Pain Train. Just recently I swapped this Pain Train over to a crit build. Still not the biggest fan of the weapon. You know, I don't think it's anything insane, at least in my opinion. You know, nothing too crazy, but I do enjoy the weapon a lot. You know, crit rating, crit damage, damage. And then you got this as well to make up for damage. Basically with this weapon, whenever you're not critting, you're gonna have this damage and this damage make up for whenever you're not critting. And I believe this also stacks on top of your crit damage. So yeah, this weapon's pretty mean. I wouldn't call it like amazing, but it's definitely one of my favorite weapons in the game. Next up, we have the Rat King. This weapon right here, definitely nothing special, nothing really good, but one of my favorite weapons in the game just because of how easy it is to use, and it's just kind of a meme at this point. Love my Rat King, always been a fan of it. Definitely don't regret maxing this weapon out, and I still use it from time to time, although it has been a while. Next up, we have the Ratatat. One of my favorite pistols in the game, definitely my favorite machine pistol, and I believe one of the best machine pistols as well, also one of the best looking. You cannot lie about that. This weapon has quite the build that you can put on it. You can do double crit damage, mag size, and crit rating. You got a mag size of 61 with some amazing crit and some affliction. This weapon is going to do a lot of damage. Definitely love that weapon. Then we got the Razor Blade, G36C assault rifle. Pretty cool. You know, this is one of those assault rifles that you want to do a damage or headshot damage build on. So I went damage, mag size, energy, damage, afflicted, and affliction at the end. Really cool weapon. Santa's Little Helper, very fun weapon, of course. You can go with a crit build. You can go full damage on this. It's basically the Christmas jack-o'-launcher. Really cool weapon right there. Snowball launcher, definitely regret this one, but I did it for the memes. You know, the snowball launcher had just come out, and I was like, well, I don't want to make a video on it if it's not all legendary perks, because that's kind of where I put my quality at. I make sure I do all legendary perks because, well, I think it makes it more interesting and it shows off the true potential of the weapon. So I decided that I would max this out. You know, went damage, reload speed, damage, slow, and snared. definitely went all out on this weapon. Kind of regret it. Maybe one day I'll reset it. Who knows? Next up, Stalwart Squire. One of the meanest weapons in the game, boys. One of the meanest. This weapon right here, you know, you want to go with the crit rating, crit damage. Now, a lot of people like to go with triple crit damage, myself included, did the same thing. But if you slap a reload speed on this, you are going to be doing a way more DPS with this gun. And plus, if you're not Raider, it definitely makes it more worth using because, yeah, you know, you get a lot of crit damage if you go with triple. But if you have a reload speed on there, that means that, you know, you're not going to be getting those big numbers, but your combined numbers are going to be crazy. You're going to be able to pop a shot very quickly with this weapon and you know, reload and whatnot. Then we got the Swan, one of my favorite LMGs in the game. Crit damage, mag size, crit rating, crit damage. The reason I went with the crit build on this is 1, because of its mag size being so high, and 2, because of the final perk increases the crit rating per shot. Swan, definitely a really fun weapon, but it has quite the bloom on it. Next up, we had the Tree of Light, one of my favorites that I did max out, honestly. Tree of Light is a lot of fun. We have, you know, attack speed, crit rating, crit damage, and all that kind of stuff. Really fun weapon. Did enjoy it quite a bit. Vacuum Tube Rifle. This one is like a mini Dragon's Roar. Not as good as the Dragon's Roar, but basically a poor man's version, and it is in nature. Went with a crit build on this one as well. Really cool weapon, 43% crit. Really fun gun. Next up, we had the Wraith, one of the best assault rifles in the game, literally. You know, if you're rocking a Wraith and a Hemlock, use the Hemlock up close, use the Wraith from far away, you're talking a meta build right there. Got crit rating, crit damage, mag size. That is the only way you can build a Wraith. If you take a look right here, nearly 50% crit hit chance with nearly 350% crit hit damage, with a 52 magazine size with 5,100 range. This weapon is quite the mean one and the feisty one. We got an Argon Assault Rifle, one of my first weapons, one of my first like real legendary weapons. Max this one out just because, you know, the memories and how much I loved it back in the day. Definitely not really a good weapon, but I always used it whenever I was power level like 30. So, you know, definitely like that weapon a lot. Got close to maxing this one out. Should have done a crit build on it. Never really liked the Candy Corn LMG. Maybe one day I will reevaluate it, give it another try. But I think, oh god, of course I forgot about my nemesis that has flames for some reason appearing way over here. The Ghost Pistol. Definitely do not like this weapon. Crit damage, reload, crit rating. I cannot stand the Ghost Pistol. You talking about a weapon that is going to do no damage? Yeah, it might pierce targets, but this weapon right here is the nastiest, and not in a good way, weapon I have ever maxed out. I want to reset this bad boy so bad and just chunk it in the trash, boys. Let's see, do we have any other ones? Any other maxed out schematics? I'm not sure. Oh wow, very close to that spyglass. Could have made it 26. Typewriter, there we go, my own personal typewriter build. This definitely isn't the best typewriter build in the game, but we got fire rate, reload speed, crit rating, damage to afflicted, and energy. This is just kind of built around personal preference. Hate the fire rate of the gun, hated the reload speed of the gun, so I changed both of those and added the crit rating so that you can get at least a little bit more crit damage, or, you know, a little bit more crit in general. But yeah, typewriter, really fun weapon. Not a meta pick though. Vacuum Tube Revolver. Not really a regrettable max. I kind of did it just because I hadn't seen anyone do it before. Not the biggest fan of this weapon. You know, it's definitely not the best, but it's there. You know, it exists. It's a thing. So Vacuum Tube Revolver. And I don't think there is... Oh, God. Okay, Vindertech Pulsar. Definitely did not build this weapon correctly. This weapon is all over the place. But this weapon's awful. However you build it, this weapon is doo-doo butts. I would not be caught using this. And I think that should be it. That is it, boyo. So that should have been 25 or 25 plus. Actually, we can count really quick. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There you go, guys. 25. Definitely wanted to you know, kind of double check myself before I got into editing this, and I'm like, huh, I'm an idiot. But guys, that is it for this video. Those are my 25 max schematics and my opinions on every single one of them. Those are arguably 25 of my most loved and most hated weapons because, you know, well, I max them all out, and now I have a constant reminder up here that I maxed out the Koko 45. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments down below what kind of maxed out schematics you guys have. Definitely a lot of really good ones in there, a lot of goodies, but also a few baddies mixed in. But, you know, either way, we got quite a bit whenever it comes to maxed out schematics. So I am curious which ones you guys have. You know, definitely out of those, you know, my favorites, Hemlock, Wraith, Bobcat has become a favorite recently, Stalwart, Squire, all that kind of stuff are really good. But guys, that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be having a Twitch stream going up tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Well, it's going to be live. It's not going on the channel, but you know, make sure to go over there, sub to the Twitch channel or follow the Twitch channel. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly do appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time.